Book time. Many people have probably read this, right? Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Super great book. It was written in 1937, right? And if you don't know what it's about, Napoleon Hill pretty much interviewed the most successful people like Andrew Carnegie, Thomas Edison, Henry Ford, pretty much the most successful people at that time. And he wrote this book about that. But what many people don't know is he actually wrote another book 10 years prior, or whatever the math is. So in 1925, he wrote this book. And this is The Laws of Success. So I don't know if the story's true or not, but this is just from what I've heard from my research. This book, actually, that book, the Think and Grow Rich, has like 13 or 16 chapters. This one has like 40, and it's like a textbook. It's like 400, 500 pages. This one's like 100, right? So supposedly what happened was Napoleon Hill wrote this book, 1925, and Henry Ford. So take a step back. You know, back then you had like the Freemasons and all these like secret societies of people that, right, only the super successful, super wealthy, whatever people were part of, right? And they were like, you know, you were badass if you're part of them. And you can look to it. It's like really cool to like look into the history. There's like presidents that were part of it and like all this stuff. And there's like all sorts of like conspiracy theories and like all this other stuff. But it's kind of cool to like look at these books and like to kind of know the story behind them. So anyway, supposedly back in the day, Napoleon Hill wrote this book in like 1925. And Henry Ford saw about it. So Andrew Carnegie was all about sharing all this information with everyone so everyone could be successful, right? Henry Ford was not about that life. He didn't want people to know because he didn't want competition, right? And essentially, they didn't allow Napoleon Hill, somehow, I'm not sure the full story, but somehow Napoleon Hill did not publish this book in 1925, right? He only 10 whatever years later, 12 years later, came out with this book, and then afterwards this one came out. So if you've read this book, Think and Grow Rich, it would be a nice follow-up read to read this one, The Laws of Success, again by Napoleon Hill, and it's from his manuscripts in like 1925. I just got it, so I just started reading it. It's super interesting. He's got it written like as a course. That's why it's like a freaking textbook, because it's like a course that you would take like a college class of. And it talks about just like all the stuff of, if you like, the same thing he talks about in like Think and Grow Rich, but it's like more in depth, right? He talks about the things you would do and how, he talks about the things you would do in here, but here it kind of goes more in depth in like how you actually do those things and takes those steps to think and grow rich, essentially. So really cool. I don't know. I never knew this. I only found this out literally like a week or two ago when one of my buddies was telling me about it, and I was like blown away by the story, and I thought it was so cool. So I got the book, and I'm gonna read it. And once I'm done reading it, I'll let you know how it is. I really love this book. This is one of my favorite books, so I'm sure this one's gonna be even better. It is kind of hard to read. I'm just got through like the first chapter, but I'm also not the best reader. So yeah, if you're looking for a new book to read, I would suggest this one. I'm only a chapter in, but even a chapter in, the story's so good that, you know, how could you not read it? Plus it's like the most successful people literally in the world in that time and day that were interviewed and that share their experience in this book. So it's super cool to, you know, read about those people. So anyway, again, here's the book, Napoleon Hill. I'll drop a comment in it if you want to grab it, buy it, check it out, read it. Or if you've read it, let me know. And if you know the story I was kind of talking about this book and this book, let me know. Or if you know a different story, let me also know, because I like cool stories like that. So anyway, have a great night. And I hope you get this book and read it and you like it. So take it easy.